So let me walk you through a day that might sound painfully familiar. It starts at 3 a.m. with that telltale cough from your child's room. Your heart sinks because you know exactly what's coming. By morning, the fever hits. The schools and daycares have their 24-hour fever-free policy, so there goes your workday. Again, as you're calling out of your work for the third time this month, your mind races with questions. Why is my child constantly sick? Why do they catch everything that goes around? Is their immune system just broken? Then comes the guilt. Should I be doing more? Am I missing something? Is it something I did or didn't do during pregnancy? I'm Dr. John Caruso from Haven Family Chiropractic, and I want you to know something important. You're not doing anything wrong, and your child's immune system isn't broken. It's just not getting the support that it needs from a critical source that most doctors never talk about. So let me guess what your life looks like right now. Your medication cabinet has become a pharmacy of half-used antibiotics, cough syrups, and fever reducers. Your pediatrician's office has your number on speed dial, or worse, they've started giving you that look that makes you feel like the paranoid parent. You've tried every immune supplement known to Amazon, elderberry, echinacea, vitamin D, zinc. Your kitchen looks like a health food store. Your washing machine is constantly running to keep up with the soiled sheets and pajamas. And your PTO at work used up by February, mostly by sick days. Meanwhile, it seems like your other families just breathe through winter with maybe a cold, while your household can't break the cycle of illness, recovery, repeat, with barely a week of health in between. I see it in your exhausted eyes, and I hear it in your voice when you first come into our office. The frustration, the worry, the feeling that you've tried everything and nothing has made a lasting difference. I understand because I've worked with hundreds of families just like yours, and what I've discovered is there's a critical piece of the immune puzzle that's being completely overlooked within your child's care. In today's world, an alarming 40% of school-aged children suffer from at least one chronic health condition. Now, these aren't just statistics. They're real children like yours who are missing out on school, activities, and just being kids because they're constantly fighting illnesses. But what if I told you that the root cause of these recurring illnesses isn't just about germs or genetic bad luck? What if there's a master controller in your child's body that directly influences their immune function? One that can be either strengthened or compromised. This overlooked hero is called the vagus nerve, and it might be the most important nerve that you've never heard of. Picture this. It's a communication superhighway that connects your child's brain directly to their immune system, their digestive system, their heart, and their lungs. That's the vagus nerve. It's the longest cranial nerve within the body, extending from the brainstem all the way down through the torso. The word vagus actually means wandering in Latin, which is perfect because the nerve wanders throughout the entire body, touching almost every major organ and serving as the body's built-in stress management system and healing system. So think about the vagus nerve as the body's brake pedal. It activates our rest, digest, and heal response. And when it's working properly, it helps control inflammation. It supports healthy immune function and then keeps your child's body in a state of balance. So how exactly does this vagus nerve affect your child's immune system? Let me explain it simply. Your child's immune system has two sides that need to stay in balance. One side is like the security team that attacks invaders. So it creates inflammation and fevers to fight the infections. Now, this is crucial for fighting off genuine threats like viruses and bacteria. However, the other side is like the cleanup crew that reduces inflammation once the threat is gone and prevents that security team from getting too aggressive and attacking things that it shouldn't. Now, our vagus nerve directly controls what scientists call the inflammatory reflex. So essentially, it helps determine when the security team should be activated and when it should stand down. And when our vagus nerve isn't functioning optimally, that inflammatory reflex gets disrupted. But the result is that your child's immune system might be overreacting to minor threats, leading to excessive inflammation and allergic reactions, or struggle to properly identify invaders, leaving them vulnerable to frequent illnesses, or have difficulty in switching off the immune response, leading to prolonged sicknesses, or even becoming confused and potentially start attacking the body's own tissues, which can lead to autoimmune struggles. And this is why children with poor vagus nerve function often get caught in that cycle of constant illness. Their nervous system isn't properly regulating their immune response. Now, you might be wondering what causes vagus nerve dysfunction in children. And the answer lies in what we call the perfect storm. It's a combination of factors that can disrupt vagus nerve function from the very beginning. First, there's maternal stress during pregnancy. When a mother experiences significant stress and strain during pregnancy, it affects the developing nervous system of the baby, potentially setting the stage for the vagus nerve compromise before birth. In the critical windows of fetal autonomic nervous system development study, it talks about how babies take on mom's vagal tone in the third trimester. Now, I know this might trigger some guilt for some of you moms watching, but please understand this. This isn't about blame. Modern life is stressful, and the pandemic certainly didn't help matters at all. This is about understanding, not assigning fault. Secondly, birth interventions like C-sections, forceps, and vacuum extractions can physically impact the delicate nerve structures in our upper neck and brainstem areas, which is exactly where our vagus nerve originates in the body. In fact, research shows that children born by C-section have differences in immune development compared to those born vaginally. Thirdly, early or frequent usage of antibiotics can disrupt the gut microbiome, which has a direct line of communication with our vagus nerve. And there are studies that have found that children who receive antibiotics in their first year of life have higher rates of allergies, asthma, and other immune-related conditions later in childhood. And finally, ongoing physical, chemical, emotional, academic stressors continue to impact the delicate balance of the nervous system as your child grows. All of these factors can create what chiropractors call subluxation, or stress stuck onto our nervous system. Now, this is interference with proper nervous system function that directly impacts the vagus nerve's ability to regulate the immune system. Now, the connection between the vagus nerve and immunity isn't just theory. It's backed by compelling scientific research. So in the year 2000, Dr. Kevin Tracy, who's a neurosurgeon and immunologist, published a groundbreaking study in the journal Nature that identified what he called the inflammatory reflex. It's a neural circuit controlled by the vagus nerve that directly regulates our immune responses. And since then, hundreds of studies have confirmed and expanded our understanding of this connection. So for example, a 2016 study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences showed that vagus nerve stimulation reduced inflammation and improved outcomes in patients with inflammatory conditions. Research at the Feinstein Institute demonstrated that the vagus nerve sends signals to specific immune cells called T cells, influencing how they respond to threats. And there have been multiple studies that have shown that children with neurodevelopmental conditions often have altered vagus nerve function and corresponding immune challenges. So what this science tells us is that the health of your child's nervous system, particularly the vagus nerve, directly impacts their immune function. It's not separate from immunity, it's central to it. Let me share Bryce's story with you. When her parents first brought her to our office, they were exhausted and frustrated. Bryce had been constantly battling colds, experiencing chronic ear infections, and dealing with a lingering cough that would last for weeks after every illness. Her mom felt like they had one healthy week per month. But after multiple rounds of antibiotics and recommendations for tubes and tonsils and adenoids, her parents felt stuck and uncomfortable with continuing down the conventional path. And during Bryce's examination, we found significant tension and misalignment in the upper cervical spine, or the upper neck, right where our vagus nerve originates. Now, our scan showed clear signs of nervous system interference affecting the way that the vagus nerve functions. So within weeks of starting gentle and neurologically focused chiropractic care, the transformation was remarkable. Bryce started sleeping through the night, her energy improved, and most importantly, her immune system strengthened dramatically. The constant ear infections stopped, the lingering coughs disappeared, and perhaps most telling, she made it through the entire holiday season without catching the usual bugs going around her daycare. But today, Bryce's parents say they finally discovered their daughter's true personality, the one that was hidden behind constant illness and discomfort, and they're no longer planning their lives around the next inevitable sick day. So at Haven Family Chiropractic, we don't guess, we assess. We use advanced technology called the insight scans, primarily the thermal scan and our heart rate variability to objectively measure vagus nerve function. Now, this non-invasive testing looks at these subtle variations in heart rhythms, as well as heat and inflammation within the body that indicates how well the vagus nerve is regulating the body's stress response and the immune function. So lower HRV scores are associated with reduced vagus nerve tone and compromised immune function. Our comprehensive insight scans also help to identify exactly where and how severe the nervous system interference is affecting your child's body. But this allows us to create true personalized care plans that target the root cause of your child's health challenges. Our approach to restoring proper vagus nerve function is gentle, it's safe, and it's specifically designed for children of all ages, even the youngest of infants. And through precise neurologically focused adjustments, we address the areas of tension and misalignments or stress stuck onto the body that are interfering with proper nervous system function. Now, these adjustments are nothing like you might imagine from adult chiropractic care. They use about the same pressure you'd check a ripeness of a tomato at the store, just enough to restore proper motion and reduce the interference to our nervous system. So as vagus nerve function improves, we typically see three major things. We see better sleep quality, often the first improvement that parents notice. We see improved digestion and gut function, as well as strengthened immune responses and regulation. But together, these changes help break the cycle of constant illness and set your child on a path forward to general wellness, not just the absence of symptoms. Now, parents, you might be thinking, if this is so important, why hasn't our pediatrician mentioned it? Most conventional medical training focuses on treating symptoms rather than addressing their root causes. Your child's doctor might be excellent at diagnosing ear infections, but they likely haven't been trained to consider how nervous system function impacts your child's immunity. A common question we get is chiropractic safe for my child? Absolutely. The adjustments that we use are specifically designed for children, oftentimes using gentle pressure tailored to meet their size and their needs. Many of our youngest patients sleep right through their adjustments. That's how gentle they are. I always joke with parents too that if what I did was dangerous or compromising for these kids, my malpractice would be significantly higher than your pediatrician or any other specialist that you've met with thus far. By the time parents get to me, they often tell me that they've tried everything else. So how do they know that this is going to work? Now, while I can't promise miracle cures, I can tell you that by addressing this often overlooked root cause, many families see improvements that weren't possible through other approaches alone. And the objective testing also lets us measure progress, not just hope for it. So if you're tired of watching your child struggle with constant illnesses, if you're frustrated with the cycle of antibiotics and sick days, and you're ready for a different approach that addresses root causes instead of just managing symptoms, it's time to consider the role of the vagus nerve in your child's immune health. And at Haven Family Chiropractic, we specialize in helping children like yours break free from the cycle of chronic illness through gentle, neurologically focused care that supports optimal vagus nerve function. Don't let another season of sickness hold your child back from fully enjoying their childhood. Don't accept that they'll grow out of it or that kids just get sick a lot when there's a deeper approach available. Check out our website or click the link in our bio to schedule that comprehensive consultation and the nervous system assessment. Let's check your child's vagus nerve and create a personalized plan to strengthen their immune system naturally without relying on endless medications and antibiotics. Your child deserves to thrive, not just survive from one illness to the next. As a parent myself, I know there's nothing worse than watching your child suffer and feeling powerless to help. The constant worry, the sleepless nights, the missed work and school, it takes a toll on the entire family. But I also know the joy of watching children transform when their nervous systems are finally functioning as designed. The relief in parents' eyes when they realize they can actually plan activities without the constant fear of cancellation due to illness. Your child's immune system begins with their nervous system, and supporting that system might be the missing piece that you've been searching for. I'm Dr. John Caruso, and we're here when you're ready to help your child build true immune resilience from the inside out.